Dramatic entrance. It's best. It's best.
You're fucking leaving?
I'm
just kidding. I never stay for Q&As. They're so fucking boring. Hi.
Congrats. Thanks so much for sharing your film.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'll start with a softball, a really boring one. Tell me a little bit about how the project got started. What was the genesis and how'd you take it forward?
Well, I had known Lukas Gage for a long time, and he actually had told me about this script that he had written, and I was working on other things, and I was like, that sounds, good luck with your project, you know? And then eventually, he told me that Film Nation actually was going to make it, and then it was sent to me, and I read it. And he and Phoebe Fisher, the other writer, wrote something so incredible and strange and dark and weird and funny, and within 10 pages I was like, oh my god, I can't believe someone's going to make this. And then I thought, well, I should maybe do it then. You know?
Why?
Yeah. You know, why?
Yeah.
The money was okay.
Okay.
You know? No, I felt like it was about, it sort of was keying into something. It was so unapologetically itself. It wasn't really, it wasn't trying to sort of be this, like, gorgeous coming out story. I have in my, I guess, own work, I have a relationship with what it means to be a good person. This movie was very much about like what it means to be a good person. There's like an identity with selfishness in the movie, like selfishness being a good thing. Ultimately, that your action, even to come out or to be yourself or to own yourself or to not care if anybody thinks that you're making the moral or right decision in your life, is ultimately maybe a beautifully selfish thing to do. And all those things I think really resonated with me, not only as a gay person, but also as an artist. And those are the things that we, along with Film Nation, mined the movie for a little more and more and more as we went.
Yeah, beautifully said. I'm interested, it's your first feature. You really came out with a bang here. What drew to the provocative material?
Well, I think I like that. I think that I am like provocative in my own sort of way, or maybe in my own brain. And you have to be a certain thing for everyone else in the world. But I have very loose and wild thoughts running in here, and I'm sure you all do too. And I love seeing those things come to life. I mean, the movie, you know, barely has any blood in it. It doesn't really have any nudity. It actually is very, there is sort of a cleanliness about the movie in a way, and I think it's something that we were looking to achieve cinematically, was that lots of really disgusting and strange things are going to happen in this movie, and ultimately to be able to not only digest them, but to laugh at them and to accept them. Maybe you would have a slight bit of cleanliness around them. But I was very drawn to that.
Yeah, it makes total sense. It's a number of sort of balancing acts that you're doing, and one of them is, you know, it's so funny, it's so zany, it's so crazy, but it's also really heartfelt. How did you sort of manage the emotional balance?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we found along the way. We found with the actors, but we also found in the script, and they had this the crack sequence, which was always so funny, and in the script it was originally like, what's that movie called with the dog? With the big, you know, the big husky dog. What? Beethoven. So they were like, so in the script it was like, this is like Beethoven, you know, and it's like them like running around the house like smoking crack, and it's crazy, and they're like swinging down banisters or whatever. And as we started really analyzing the script and working on the script, I was sort of pushing this idea that this movie was the 24 hours of Gary's life where he got to be gay. So we had to sort of go through all these stages. So eventually you have to get to the stage where Gary clicks into the idea that, you know, when he says, is this what it's like?
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's that moment. It's crazy. They're smoking crack, there's like dead bodies, there's a woman trapped in the closet, and yet like, is this, am I finally free? You know, and I think that is where the movie keeps walking toward, is that like, what is our, even dead, how free can we get with the constraints of, you know, and the moral sort of quagmire that is society.
Does anyone else have questions?
Yeah, I feel so
I can
keep
keep going.
fun.
I can keep going. be shy, unless you are shy, in which case that's fine. Yeah, in the back.
When the truck ran over the guy, can you talk about that, like how you shot that, or how you put it together?
The question about the car hitting scene, how you put it together.
Yeah, I mean, technically, it's just 3 plates, so you shoot. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, it was just kind of impressive. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, work. Okay, great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, it's like 3 plates, so you square off your camera and you shoot it without anything, and then you shoot it with a person, take the person out, and then you shoot it with a truck, and then you pay other people to make all those things squish together and look right. But we talked about this, and these are some of the producers that are here right now, and Lukas and Ashley and Liz, and you put your hands up and say hi.
Yeah, a round of applause to the producers.
It's something that we all had to kind of like work out together. The movie didn't have a ton of money, so we had to be very specific about the things that we wanted to look at and see. And that shot and the final shot, the Sistine Chapel shot, were things that I was like, if we can't do it right, then let's not do it at all. So eventually we got it right.
Yeah, it was the gnarly truck scene. Anyone else? Sure.
I'm a Cancer.
Me too.
The house, we looked at a bunch of different houses that were within a certain range of New York City, and we found this wonderful house in Oyster Bay, Long Island, and the owners were very Christian. Can I say this? They were very Christian, and they kept asking us what the movie was about. And I was like, it's about a guy who's like, his family has left him, and he's really down on his luck, and he has cancer, and this other guy comes over, and he really discovers himself in that moment. He like swim in the water, and the guy was like, that sounds beautiful. But when we would go over there, they would be playing like Christian music in the house, like as we were scouting and stuff like that. Which I mean, like whatever, everyone do your thing, believe your thing. I think a big part of this movie, every person who walks in the door, other than Cameron, talks about that they are a Christian. One of the things that and obviously the last shot of the film, I think one of the things that is very prevalent in the film, or is lying underneath it maybe, is that I think certainly this I identify in this way, which is that when you come out as queer or gay, you sort of make your own religion, and you go to your own church, whether that church be a club or whatever it may be, so that ultimately, you find your common cult, if you will. And the movie is sort of highlighting the idea that all of these people who walk into the door and call themselves a Christian ultimately are also doing really terrible things. And it's just it's a matter of what you call yourself or what you say or how you morally think about your own life.
It's sort of perfect in a way, yeah. Sure.
How many days did you shoot?
How many days did you shoot?
20 and a half. It's awful. It's actually awful.
Yeah, here in the middle.
How do you do the casting with Audra McDonald and taking the dynamic between Aura and Zach?
Lukas and I both also knew Zach. So eventually, Zach was very interested in the project, and he came aboard very quickly. And when it came to Judith, these were just incredible actors that we really wanted to work with. And Zach had a connection to Judith, and then Judith had a connection to Audra, and then Simon Rex had just done Red Rocket with Film Nation. So sort of like all these people started coming together in this really organic and lovely way, and they were so game. Audra shot for a half a day during a hurricane, and it was crazy. I mean, literally the hurricane was starting like around us. We were just trying to shoot her out of it. So it's pretty wild.
Wild. Anybody else? I can close it out.
Great, perfect. That was
yeah. Final question though: when can folks catch this film out in theaters?
Yeah, I think you can. Wait, remind me.
Pop quiz.
Wait, say it.
October 10th.
October 10th. October 10th, you can buy it and rent it just in time for National Coming Out Day, which I think is so fun.
Nailed it.
That sounds so sweet, but it's not.
Thanks so much for coming tonight. Enjoy the rest of Outcast Los Angeles. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy.
Yeah, thank you guys.